I met a friend the other day after a very long time, and we hit off like no time had passed in between. So it was such a joyous moment, and I thought, how does it happen with some people and not with all? So, how does one nurture healthy relationships?
You used one word, it happened.
It happened. Yeah.
So things happen. Why things happen is a question mark. The next question will come, how to make it happen, which is basically your question. How do you marry a cow with a lion? Have you heard of it? Cow and lion. Camaraderie. Nahi hota hai na?
Nahi hota.
Haan. So basically that question itself is invalid, that you cannot hit it off with everyone.
Yeah.
So that expectation is a fantasy. Why did you hit it off with one person? So look at yourself. Something matched. And maybe it's a childhood friend, or maybe it was a college friendship and you met after a long time. But even when you first became friends, something matched. In a group of 50, 60, 70 people in the class, 2 or 3 people gelled. So something matched. And what is that matching? You didn't know each other, and yet you felt comfortable with each other. And therefore you matched. Out of those 40, 50, 60 people, why only 3 people gelled? So there is something called vibrations. Every object vibrates. And when I say object, I mean a structure. So you are a structure, you have a body. Your friends have a body. And they are vibrating at certain frequencies based on their upbringing, values, ideas. And those vibrations, when you come together, the aura mixes and matches. So even without knowing a person, you feel comfortable sitting with that person, having the first conversation with the person. You have a sense of comfort with that person. And that is what you call as matching. The vibrations, the aura matched. And it doesn't matter how much time passes between this meeting and the next meeting. If your personalities, intrinsic personalities have not changed, the aura doesn't change.
Doesn't change.
The basic aura doesn't change. And therefore, whenever you meet that person, as if nothing has transpired in between, we start from where we left off. And there are certain friends we don't even speak with every day. Probably you're living in the same city or town, and you don't speak every day. But whenever you speak, that affinity is there, that camaraderie is there, that love is there. And it doesn't happen with people you are living with. I mean, sometimes you are even uncomfortable with people you are living with. Simply because the vibrations don't match. If I have got 2 bottles of yellow colored water and I can interchange the water from one bottle to the other, you will not notice the difference. But if I have a pink colored water in one bottle and a yellow colored water in another bottle, and you try and mix them, you will notice the difference.
Yeah.
The 2 waters are not the same.
Not the same.
The vibrations are similar. When the vibrations are not the same, and depending on how different the vibrations are, the nature of conflict can be huge. It can even go to violence. Yeah, the conflict can even lead to violence. And where the vibrations are matching, it can develop into a very close bond bordering on love. It could be love itself.
In day-to-day life, you do require friends, and you do require that joy in your life. So maybe certain things don't match and certain things match. So what efforts can you make,
So I understand your question.
To come halfway, kind of.
Now I understand your question differently.
Yeah.
How do I make a relationship work where I have to relate with them?
Where I can nurture it to get it somewhere.
I'm living in a family with 3-4 family members. How do I maintain that relationship without offending either myself or the family members? So there is a no trespass zone which you need to identify. So these are sensitive areas. So let me not trespass into those areas. Take a parent-child relationship, take a spouse-spouse relationship. So there are certain areas where the trespass is not allowed or not appreciated or even
Like
resented.
boundaries.
Boundaries, yes. It's a no trespass zone. Beyond this, no. For example, your husband comes home with some workload and he's busy doing some work and you want his attention or his time. And that is a no trespass zone for him at that moment because he is focused on whatever work he has brought home. He has simply brought the work home because he could not attend to it at his place of work. And now you are encroaching on that concentration, disturbing his concentration. He's neither going to do you justice in his personal relation with you, nor is he going to do justice to the work that he has brought home. So you have encroached in a no trespass zone. This has to be understood. And many a times we take close relations for granted. कि ये अपना है तो मैं कुछ भी करूंगी, he has to accept or tolerate. और वो नहीं होता है.
नहीं होता.
So that boundary you need to identify. Now you can't write the boundary. You cannot have a defined standard operating procedure कि हाँ अभी 6:30 बज गया, अभी मैं उसके साथ आधा घंटा बात नहीं कर, अभी 7 बज गया, चल तेरा काम बंद कर, अभी मैं बात करने को आई.
So you have to be conscious of the other person's needs.
Always. Consciousness is an important aspect in life. And most of us stumble through life not being conscious of what damage we are doing as we stumble along. It's like you're walking through a clutter of furniture and as you take left foot forward, you knock one stool off, you take right foot forward, you knock a table off. As you go along, you're knocking things off, which we are doing in the relationships. With every step we take in a relationship, we are knocking things off. And over a period of time, that knocking accumulates into
As
broken
baggage.
furniture in the mind.
As a baggage. But supposing you have had some, I won't say conflict, but a difference of opinion or something, and a relationship is not a very good point. And can you change that aura? That's what I mean.
Now there are two things.
Can we intentionally do it?
Yes, we can.
Yes.
And there are two things in this. Most of us try to change the other person, and that's not in our control. Your thumbprint is yours. That person's thumbprint is his or hers. You can't alter the other person. You can change yourself. Now, whatever that other person resents in you, you can change those habits so that you become more acceptable to the other person. Now, counter that. I want him to change because I don't like these things. I am changing for him. Why he is not changing for me? That becomes a counter argument.
Yeah.
Please understand, you can't change a person unless he or she wants to change. So the only factor in your control is your ability to change and adapt. Are you willing to do that without having the ego that I changed, he is not changing, so I'm not going to change? And that is what comes in the way of all relationships.
Now, is it possible even to, think kindly of that person, and maybe that person can change?
If you are fair, yes. No, that person may not change.
May not change.
But you have to be fair. You may have a very hot-tempered partner who is extremely caring and loving and otherwise proper. But he has this one fault that he is hot-tempered. In all fairness, if you acknowledge the good qualities that the person has, then you automatically will start tolerating the one negative. Because nobody comes perfectly molded. There is some flaw somewhere in everybody. Our problem is we are not conscious of the good things. We are highlighting the bad things. तू तो हमेशा गुस्सा ही करता है. तेरे मुंह में कुत्ता ही बांधा है. हमेशा तू भौंकता ही रहता है. So we are constantly harping on that one negative. We never say you're a very caring person. You always think of other people's needs. You always devote time. You always give attention. So these are good qualities which you have experienced, but you have taken for granted.
So among friends, liking and disliking is like common. But is it possible that we can have some common goal? A common project, a good project where, will that?
Not necessary.
Not
Again,
necessarily.
You look at the best relationships you ever had, maybe in school days or in college days. I'm talking about myself, maybe different experience for you. 2 घंटे ईरानी रेस्टोरेंट में बैठे, चाय पिया, वेफर खाए, और क्या किया? कुछ नहीं किया. कुछ गोल था, कुछ ऑब्जेक्टिव था. There was no goal, there was no objective. We just spent time in each other's company, sipping 2 cups of tea and 2 plates of wafers. Everybody does it, but it doesn't happen with everybody. There are only a select people with whom you are comfortable. Sometimes we would sit in the restaurant and not speak anything, just keep sipping.
Yeah, I was going to come to that. Is that silence very comfortable?
Yes,
silence.
that is called companionable silence.
Companionable silence.
And many a times you're silent to show your anger. So that is uncomfortable silence.
That is passive aggressive.
The people living in the same house, in the same room, are not communicating, and you are making it known that you are annoyed.
Yeah.
Which is a different form of silence.
Silence.
So I don't think you can create patterns of how to nurture healthy relationships. You should be healthy in relation with yourself. Automatically your relations with others will improve. पहले खुद का मास्क पहनो, फिर दूसरे को मास्क पहनो. एयरलाइंस की फेवरेट एडवर्टाइज ये है ना, इंस्ट्रक्शन है ना, व्हेन द ऑक्सीजन मास्क ड्रॉप्स डाउन, फर्स्ट वेयर योर ओन मास्क. तो पहले खुद की तरफ देखो. इन व्हाट वे कैन यू अकोमोडेट द इंडिविजुअल you are interested in accommodating. Sometimes you are not interested.
That's a different.
दिल लगाने क्या, नहीं आता है लाइफ में, नहीं आता है, ठीक है, नहीं मिलता है, नहीं मिलता है, हाय नहीं बोलता है, नहीं बोलता है, क्या फर्क पड़ता है? That's a different situation. But here you want that person in your life and you want to improve the relationship, then you have to first change yourself to fit into that person's natural.
So you mean to say that all relationships go through bad times, but real relationships that are nurtured will go through bad times.
I don't understand what you mean by real relationship. Every relationship is real. Even the enemy is a real relationship.
No, on which you have worked.
The relationship which you have nurtured. And it suddenly went sour and it left a bad taste in your mouth and you want to rebuild it, come back to the same status. Perhaps you're expecting too much, because it is like broken glass. Sometimes the glass can be mended, but you can still see the cracks.
Still see.
So how not to break the glass is an important step, and that we don't do. We allow the glass to break, either because of carelessness or because of care-a-damn attitude, and then we try to mend it by putting super glue or something. The crack is seen. So the ideal situation would be not to allow it to break, and for that you have to be careful. And if it doesn't matter to you, टूटा तो टूटा, चिपका दूंगा, क्रैक दिखेगा दिखने दो, मैं ग्लास तो यूज कर सकता हूँ. If that is your attitude, then this original question, how to nurture a healthy relationship, doesn't arise. There are some people who live like that. उनके लिए healthy relationship doesn't make much difference. है ना relationship, साथ में रहता है ना, ठीक है ना, खाना बनाती है ना, ठीक है ना, घर मैनेज करती है ना, ठीक है ना. Okay, so people live like that. But if you are keen on maintaining a healthy relationship, nurturing that healthy relationship, you have to first work on yourself. Don't expect the other person to work on your behalf.